Hello, welcome to Dummies Game Guides, where I'm explaining game industries from the perspective of my view as an amateur and inexperienced game dev. Today's topic is power creep in game balancing. Power creep is troublesome, for players at least. For developers, it's the easiest way to hook players into trying new characters. People might say power creep is problematic, but if you keep playing live service game that constantly update with new characters or items, you might as well accept it as part of the feature. Because, in the end, if you keep playing, there's never a problem in the first place. For this topic, I'll mainly use Honkai Star Rail for 3 reasons. 1. It's the earliest well-known game I'm currently playing, so it's easy to reference. 2. It has the most apparent case of power creep. 3. The viral case of Castoria, the upcoming character in next update. Okay, let's move on. Power creep happens either naturally as a game progresses, or is intentionally created as part of the business model and keep player hooked. If you're playing a game that keeps updating, or live service game, you have no choice but to accept it as part of your life from now on. For your information, this doesn't only happen in gacha games, it's in trading card games, online RPGs, etc. If we're talking about power creep, we need to understand why it happens in game balancing. To simplify, online games with no clear end goal need to keep inventing new ideas, mechanics, or characters to keep players engaged. Designing and finalizing these takes time and effort, so devs rush to push them out. In gacha games, the main hook is the gacha system and new characters. Imagine trying to release 2 new characters each month. Each needs to feel unique so players will pull for them. For games without competitive elements like Honkai Star Rail, power creep is their bread and butter. Their goal isn't perfect balance, it's giving players that satisfaction after pulling a new character and feeling overpowered. Because online games keep changing, devs struggle to create solid gameplay mechanics that never change. In case of HSR is their combat system, they eventually will add it or change combat system to add new unique mechanism for new characters so they can sell it through gacha.
Why do they keep doing this? Imagine if they're 2 characters, each different, yet basically their ability is the same. As crude example, what if Sparkle doesn't restore skill point and increase their limit? Will you pull her if you have Bronya? Or what if Huahuo doesn't dispel debuff in her skill or change her ultimate into another healing one? Isn't she practically just another version of Bailu if it happened? Would you pull for all of them? Probably not. While there are also factors such as their visual design or their lore, some player will hesitate to even pull just because of their look, simply because all hard currency or ticket you gather is a result of daily grinding or money you top up in-game. If you're not a whale, you will think twice before even pulling character that basically has same use as your other character. That's why HSR uses mechanics like Super Break, follow-up attacks, or summons, each tied to specific characters with twists to make them feel valuable. Power creep happens naturally here because devs and testers don't have time to deeply analyze how these mechanics interact long-term. Take Bailu, for example. She was a 5-star healer at launch with no extra abilities. Now, new sustain units make her obsolete because they also buff teammates. Devs could buff old characters, but why would they? It costs money and might hurt sales. Power creep is the selling point. Players pull strong characters and skip weak ones, especially in games like HSR where player resources are limited. The same happens in competitive games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dota. The difference? If a game has PvP, devs have to put effort balancing stuff. They'll nerf, buff, or ban cards or character. Well, ban usually done by players and community instead of developer, but you get the point. In Gacha? Nah. They'll only tweak things if players complain as to high for their liking. So, should we accept power creep as part of our life? Or fight back to save our favorite characters? The answer is yes. You can't stop power creep. Older characters will become obsolete as games add complexity. But that doesn't mean devs can't fix it. Companies like Hoyoverse might rebalance characters if backlash gets loud enough. But don't expect it often. Protest if your old units feel useless. And enjoy new character anyway. If you keep playing live service games, power creep is unavoidable. Many complain how Castoria makes the game too easy. But you pulled her anyway, right? Same in the past with Acheron. It'll happen again. Players will complain, Hoyoverse might adjust things, but the cycle continues. So instead of crying about power creep, focus on specific feedback. demand buffs for old characters, or smarter designs for new ones. Unless somehow you can send new business model with win-win solution for both player and company. So what do you think? Is this acceptable? Subscribe, and if you'd like to hear more from me, do comment if I make mistake or you have different opinion.